Cup clash in superb conditions in Brisbane today, but this will be a tough test for Wests up against the competition-leading Clydesdales. If we take a look at the ladder, there they are on top, Toowoomba and Redcliffe. East, having lost their last match, are in third place. Burleigh and Norths make up the top 5, followed by Ipswich and Logan, then Souths, Central, West down there in 10th place, and Cairns and Wynnum bringing up the rear. David Wright, West have had a tough year, but they look to have turned the corner.
Yeah, Warren, you're right. As you say, they've only had only 3 wins this year for their 6 points, so they're doing it pretty tough, but they've actually won their last 2 games, so you have to say they're in the best form they've been all year, but they're going to come at pretty tough here against Toowoomba. They are the underdogs, and I can recall about 6 weeks ago we covered West and Norths, and they got off to a terrible start. West, they were down about 12 points after 10 minutes. If you're the underdogs, you must start well, and I'm sure West will be focusing on those first 5 or 10 minutes. Put a bit of pressure on Toowoomba, try and get the ball down the other end of the park, force an error, and you just never know. They've got some pretty good players in their own right too, West, Mark Ecott and also Craig Smith, who played particularly well for City last week. So they've got some good players. I'll be particularly interested in Shane Hamilton, the little halfback who's a Broncos colt. And he'll come up against perhaps some of his more favoured Broncos co-affiliates, Warren, but I'm sure he'll give a good account of himself.
I'm sure he will. And former East coach Gavin Payne joins us in the absence of Jerry Collins. Gavin, halfway through the season.
Warren, yes, at the halfway point of the season, both these teams having completely different seasons. Toowoomba sailing along quite well on top, in equal top position with Redcliffe, while West languished near the bottom. Having said that, it will be a closer match than it appears on paper, with Toowoomba having less than full strength due to the NRL commitments of the Broncos, and having players like Damon Keating returning from Queensland residence duty midweek. An interesting selection today for the Toowoomba side is Ben Walker at 5'8", returning from NRL duties, and an interesting statistic just passed on to me from Brad Talon is that Broncos feeder clubs, having won only one of their last 8 televised appearances. Should be interesting this afternoon. Bring on the dancing girls.
The Panthers already out on their home ground here in sunny, warm conditions. Captain Craig Smith.
Craig Smith, who represented Brisbane last week, played particularly well also against Country, and unfortunately the Queensland residents side played New South Wales the other night and were unsuccessful. Let's have a look at the West's outfit. Daniel Hoppy at fullback, Morgan and Tadulala on the wings, Jason Bulgarelli and Paul Mitchell, 2 good centres. The halves are Brent Webb, and there's the young Shane Hamilton up against some Broncos co-players. Tom Pritchard will come in the front row alongside Jay Dalziel and Danny Smith, Cameron Roper, Craig Smith and Mark Ecott. Wayne Trelevin is the coach. It's a good interchange bench. Chris Anderson, Ben Willis has come in there in the number 15, John Bruce and Nathan Anderson. So some good players there, and I'm sure West will give a good account of themselves. If they start well, they must start well against a highly fancied Toowoomba outfit.
Yes, if the Toowoomba side are a young side, so too are West this year, having lost some of their veterans in the off-season and starting to put together a good season under coach Wayne Trelevin. But they have been up against the lesser sides in the competition in putting 3 wins on the board out of their last 6. So today is a big test for them.
It is, and they have had some pretty good form. As we say, the last 2 weeks they've had victories. Toowoomba, who've been a little bit camera shy, as Gavin Payne has said, they'll also want to get off on the right foot here. They're not as strong as what they may have been because of commitments with the Broncos this weekend, but it still comes up with a very strong outfit. And interestingly enough, Toowoomba finally making their entrance.
The Toowoomba Clydesdales take the field. Damon Keating leading them out. And there he is, having played in last week's City Country clash.
And also got picked for Queensland residents.
A pretty good side this. The young up-and-comers, NRL stars of the future. Adam Warwick at fullback. Justin Hodges made his NRL debut last week on the wing. Danny Bampton and Brent Tate in the centres. Alex Wilson on the other wing. Ben Walker, he'll be looking to pull out a big one at 5'8". Jace Van Dyke, the halfback. Harvey Howard, the English international, in the front row with Michael Ryan and Damon Keating. And the back row, Carl Webb, Darren Mapp and Corey Parker. Ivan Henjak is the coach.
It's a very... Dalziel tries the pass up to Willis. Willis busts a cup. Beautiful little pass up as well. Through Webb out there to Bulgarelli. Bulgarelli on the outside. That's a Tajalala. Great cover defence though. Beautiful work by Justin Hodges. But the pass back on the inside by Tajalala did very well to keep it in the field of play. Webb fires the pass up here. No, it's gone over the top of the head. Out here to Bruce. Bruce fires the pass out to Mitchell. Mitchell plays himself. Got the hands free. Quick play the ball. Last tackle. Plenty of chances. In right under the sticks is the big gap. They come down the right-hand side. Go for the in-goal area. And that's a try. Beautiful work here. I think Bruce has scored it off a delicate little kick by Dalziel. West came down on blind side. Not a lot on. The little grubber kick through. Great skills here by Dalziel. And then it was nice backup play in the end to score the try. Beautiful work. Little kick by Dalziel. And through comes Bruce to score it. He's pretty happy about it as well. Nice work from the Panthers to hit back.
Beautiful weight on this short kick from Dalziel through the legs. And Bruce comes around from the blind side. I don't think Toowoomba even knew he was coming. He must have been just onside. And lovely weight, just a tap from the toe of the boot. And Bruce ripping around to dive uncontested. Nobody home for Toowoomba. And that is a delightful kick. Gavin.
Yeah, it's very good. They're very organised in defence, and as you know, Toowoomba could well get frustrated. They just need to keep their cool and keep working away for their repeat sets. I know it's said every week, but that's what they need to do, and not be frustrated by the West defence. But to West credit, I mean, they're standing up to everything that Toowoomba are throwing at them, and they, might pop out the other side as they have here.
Smith beautifully through. That's Webb out. Nice in a Tajalala. He's got enough strength to get across in the corner. Beautiful work by West. Nice work by Brent Webb. Initial run, I think, by Danny Smith was the one who went through the line, fired the pass out to Brent Webb, and then Tajalala had a lot of work to do. The Toowoomba side play a stacked defence, as just about all sides do, and it just allowed Tajalala a little bit of room to move. Let's have a look at this. I'm pretty sure this is Danny Smith. Ball up in two hands. Then he goes for the defensive line. Lovely pass up there to Brent Webb. He's into a bit of open space. Does the right thing. Cut to the left and hope your winger's going to be there. Tajalala split-second timing. Justin Hodges couldn't stop him from getting it down. Another good try, and the Panthers have hit the front.
Copybook football, isn't it? As Danny Smith hits the line hard, a couple of tacklers went low, the ball wasn't wrapped up, and Webber's playing a fine game, shoots off his left shoulder. Tajalala well positioned to go over for the try. This will give West a tremendous boost of confidence, but there's the man who made it happen. Lovely hit up, hit the tackle, bounce halfway through, quick pass away, and full credit there to the front rower, Danny Smith, for that. Semi Tajalala finishes it off.
2 minutes, and what an important 2 minutes in this first half. Numbers here, Walker fires the pass out. There's Carl Webb. Beautiful hands through Tate. He scored it in the corner, I would think. The referee's going to tip with his touchy. Yes, he scored it all right. Beautiful work by Tate to pop it back to Webb. I think Walker was the man who threw a cutout pass to Tate. He popped it straight back to Webb. He just sat in behind and came up with the points.
Yeah, very.
Justin Hodges, they got a great chance to score on the left-hand side. There's hardly anyone at home for the Panthers. Jace Van Dyke out there to Walker. Got Webb back on the inside. Carl Webb fires a pass up beautifully to Wilson. That's the try the Clydesdales were after. That's a fine effort by the Clydesdales. Worth having another look at it. Good play. Carl Webb, the pass back on the inside from Walker, and then Wilson. When Carl Webb hit the line, he was managed to stand in it. Look how sparse they are out wide there, the Panthers. Beautiful long pass from Jace Van Dyke. Pass up this time to Walker. Back on the inside to Webb. And Webb, oh, that's a good pass, that one, up to Alex Wilson. And he gets across the try line.
Isn't that a great piece of work? The inter-passing here. Walker draws to Webb on the fly. He's a big man to stop anywhere on the paddock, but this is a magnificent pass. He's a mobile and skillful forward, Carl Webb. The Broncos have big raps on him. He does the business for Toowoomba here. Finished off by Alex Wilson, and that is a class try. But you can go back to West's who are making good ground with the ball through the forwards. Put a pass on the deck, and Danny Bampton swept on it. Semi Tajalala couldn't finish him off quickly, and that got them going.
Yeah, they always had the Panthers in trouble then, and you could see there's only a couple of players on the right-hand side of the pace to defend the situation. And good sides read that weakness. It's exactly what they did. And the pass out to Walker With the big man Webb coming back on the inside. Now Jace Van Dyke to add the extras. Knocks it straight down the middle. So that's the start the Clydesdales were after. Worth having another look there. 16-10. And they...
Go, back out.
Slows the play, the ball down. Now Walker, first receiver, back on the inside to Tate. Once again, the defence closes just in time. And right on the rack here, West. They must hold out. Dummy half has a go. Ryan can't get away. Fifth tackle. One to go for Toowoomba. It goes to Walker. A high kick across field. West winger backing away, and Morgan's dropped it. And Toowoomba fall on it. I think it's White who's crossed to claim the try. And it's awarded now by Paul Oliver. Aaron Morgan backing away to try and cover the Ben Walker kick. Looked like he managed to do it at first, then couldn't hold on to it. Ball on the ground, a race, and White is the first man to it. Toowoomba now 24 to West 10, 20 minutes to go.
Great kicking display by Ben Walker. He was the one who got the 40-20 to set up this play. It was then the upcoming sixth tackle. Aaron Morgan always in difficulty there to be able to get it as it was floating over his head. And Dennis White has only been on for a short period of time, was on the spot as the ball was knocked to the ground there. Dennis White will be the first to it. Wilson would have got it anyway, but White just in time. So the kicking game by...
Good effort from Tajalala, may have saved a try.
Now blindside Duggan to the ground, Tony Duggan. Hodges up to Van Dyke. Out to Walker, played across, long pass will be intercepted. Intercepted nicely by Bruce. Away he goes, chase here by Tate, but Bruce is going to have enough pace. Away he goes, John Bruce. Well done from the Panthers. They've hit back a long pass, I think by Walker, or was it Van Dyke who threw the pass? We'll go back and double check. But the Panthers have hit back. Just maybe it's not too late for them. If they can get this conversion, they'll only get 8 points in it with about 13 to go. The Panthers needed this. They needed something to turn the match around. That was the pass by Van Dyke. Walker, who's been setting up everything, also sets up another try. But unfortunately, it is for the opposition. And John Bruce scoots away. Had a bit of pace after him as well in Tate, but he had a bit of pace himself to go on with the job.
West really needed this. They've been committing suicide. They haven't had a lot of luck either, but finally something goes their way, and it could just turn the game around. A good run from Bruce. Had a long way to go. There's plenty of pace in the Toowoomba side, but he had enough of a break on them. Tate couldn't haul him in.
Whether he pops straight back in or they retain Ryan.
A tough choice. A youngster against an experienced player. Both of them very good. As it goes out wide to Wilson. 10 metres out. Toowoomba looking for one more try before full time. And the long pass ends up low at the feet of Van Dyke. Back inside to Hodges. West have got hold of him. And that is full time. Toowoomba, much the stronger and more skillful in the second half, defeating a game West's by 24 points to 14.
Big Carl Webb, the man of the match, had a great game, offloaded plenty of ball, used plenty of strength also, and a couple of tries in the corner. Not bad for a back rower.
Yes, very competitive game. The point I was going to make just a moment back, I didn't think West left it in the sheds at half-time. The first set after half-time was a beauty. They got to the halfway in 4 tackles, but if you remember the kick through and Ben Walker scooped it up one-handed, the momentum seemed to swing to Toowoomba and it's never ebbed away from them. There's the story of the match for Toowoomba. 2 tries to Carl Webb, our man of the match. Wilson, White and Tate, 5 tries in all. 2 goals, from one each from Walker and Van Dyke. And for West, 2 tries to Bruce, 1 to Tajalala, and Brent Webb kicking a goal. 24 points to 14. Toowoomba defeating West. The competition leaders will stay on top. Can Redcliffe stay with them? That's the question for the rest of the round. That's it from Purtell Park. Thanks for your company this afternoon. Next week, it's Logan versus Burleigh from Meakin Park.